Hey everyone, I'm doing my John Maxwell today, and the reflection for today is about leadership beginning in the home. It's from Joshua 24:15. Choose for yourselves this day whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. So for us, leadership begins in the home because influence begins in the home. It's the people around us that we influence when we're growing up, when we're living in a community. And for me, this is my home. So I live in a community here in this building. I see the security guards, I see my neighbors. So we influence each other. And a few of my neighbors, quite a few, have come to me asking me to take them into the church to help them to meet Father Larry. So I've done that for them. Most recently it was Esme. Before that it was Marie. Prior to that there were couples that moved in. And that's how the leadership influence begins, because although I'm living on my own, I'm not without a community. So for example, this morning I went to church, I saw some of the ladies there. Today I did stay for the rosary, and it's important that we have our influence in our own homes. When I go and visit other people, I respect that that's their home, that's their space. I don't stay too long and I leave. So this reading for today is just reminding us that when we have our priorities right, when we're looking at taking care of our homes, then we can take care of the community. That's why for me, finding my next opportunity, getting an income coming in is so important. Because if I'm taking care of the community and the outsiders first, then my own home is going to crumble. My own home is going to be without food, without an income, without supplies, and without my holy things that I need as a spiritual director. And so that's why we're just encouraged in the scripture today that we need to put ourselves first, our homes first, when we're taking care of our faith life. And then from there, we will be able to take care of the community. He gives the example here that because Joshua had his priorities right, he had led his household well, he gained credibility and led the entire house of Israel. But if we don't put our own lives, our own households first, then our households are going to crumble. And so that's why you'll see on some of my posts, I give the examples of how we need to look after Canada first. Anything that I do that helps other countries, that helps other continents, it's always to help Canada first, because we don't want to have a country that is growing in unemployment, where all the funding is going overseas, and those countries are coming up and our country is thriving. Our country, is falling apart. We want to have our countries thriving, and then we can look after the others. So that's why even in our, like when I join the Marians, when I listen to their talks on the first Friday, first Saturday, when the elections come up in America, I like listening to Father Chris Ayla, because he always talks about when you're making your decision to vote, you need to also include your political decision, because whoever you vote in is going to bring about the kind of country that you want for yourself and for your faith community. And they send me prayer cards whenever it's the American election, to ask for the people to be blessed and to be guided so that they elect the right leader for their country. And I do pray with them and I pray for them. So that's another way that I use my home for influence and for leadership. And it might sound ironic, but when leaders put the community first, both their families and the community suffer. Because if you're putting the community first, the community thinks that, oh, everything is good with you, your household is sorted out, so that's why you're now caring for the community. They don't think that maybe you're caring for the community because you also want to get something in return. And that's where sometimes the downfall happens. For me in Canada, I've had that said to me, like, you need to volunteer, you need to go out. In doing that, you'll learn skills, you'll learn to adjust to life here, and you'll build up your own household, like your own home. And then you'll also be helping the community at the same time. So that's very different compared to putting others ahead of yourself and not taking care of your health, not taking care of your livelihood. And unfortunately for me, my circumstances, regardless of what I've done, I've always landed up unemployed. So it's sad for me. That's why I'm doing my John Maxwell now. And I'm trying to get sponsorship and funding, just the way the sisters get funding when they go out and they give talks and they help people. I'm also trying to get funding for myself because no one's going to do it for me. And I've talked about this before. John Maxwell always says, if you don't invest in your future, if you don't invest in your education, nobody is going to do it for you and you'll be left behind. So that's why even from a young age, I used to push to get my music lessons, to get extra lessons to study. And I used to ask my mother that I need extra lessons, I'm failing, I can't understand this. I pushed for it. And then also I looked for opportunities to learn. So sometimes learning is not just going to university, it's reading articles. Like today I read an article on BBC about how noise can affect you if you've got anxiety and if there's a lot of noise around you. And the chats used to affect me like that at Teleperformance. I used to tell them it's really awful because you've got 3 chats going, you've got this pinging going in your ear to say you need to respond to the chat. And then when one chat goes down, the other one goes to the top when you reply. So it can become very confusing. It's like, okay, which one did I reply to? If you have one, you can concentrate on it and you can finish it and move to the next one. So for me, that was challenging, and also sitting with the headsets the whole day. Initially, we could not even control the volume on the headsets. And my brother had said to me, why don't you take the headset out? I said to him, we can't. He said, but you're working at home. I said, I know, but the sound doesn't come through the computer. You can't connect speakers or anything, and they won't allow you to do it because of security reasons. So I've had a lot of things come against me, but that doesn't keep me from keeping my faith. And the home is also the place where we can be intimate with God, where we can share our prayer, because it's our private space. When we are in the church, when we are praying in community, that's fine. We're not doing it to get the attention of people or for people to watch us. But it's in the home that we have that intimacy with the Lord, where we can express our hearts, desires, and we can also journal, because our journals are our private journals. We can write down our thoughts, what we felt in prayer, what came for us in reading the scriptures, what emotions came up. So that's the Maxwell Leadership for today. And even books like autobiographies for Nelson Mandela are good ones to read. It can be how the faith life is integrated into how we live our lives. And you can see that in how his life was lived. So that's what I have to offer for today, for that A Leader's Heart. And I always spend some time reflecting, reading, and also today John Maxwell gave 4 examples of people who had touched him for a minute with Maxwell. So I've also given examples. I have many teachers that have influenced me, that have been patient with me, that have helped me. I've had many professors that have helped me. So all of those people have played key roles in my life, like Sister Kathleen Flynn. She was the one who pushed for me to, when I started taking my courses, I didn't initially want to do a master's, and she pushed for the college to take me into the master's program to allow me to complete the diploma in spiritual direction and the master's, because she knew that I would be facing discrimination here. And she told me, she said, I actually feel very sorry for you. I wish you had stayed in England. And I said to her, why? She said, because this country is rife with discrimination, and even getting you into the college was hard, and it's very, very hard out there. She said, I wish I could do more to help you to build your ministry. So she was very good with me. In South Africa, Matthew Grossett was very good with me, and I helped him in turn. I set up a labor clinic, and then we became known for that at Wits campus. Wits has given me opportunities here to lead for them, and we were very, very disappointed when the University of Waterloo didn't come through with that exchange program that I tried to set up for students, because I had the support of Sean Shetty and I had the support of the Honorable McLean. So even with that, they wouldn't put it through for us. But that's how it goes in leadership. We have ups and we have downs. We have things that come against us, and we have wins as well. And it's very difficult, like for me, to hear my mother say, I can't hold those good jobs, because I know my mother's never been that way. That's why I know it's coming from the people around her. Because I told her, I've sat on boards in this country. I'm a certified HR professional. I'm a spiritual director. I invited you guys, all of you, my family and friends, to come to my graduation. So why are they sending me jobs, Auntie Delisa's family, to go and do packing at FedEx, instead of recommending me for jobs where I can help with teaching at Regis, or jobs where my skills would be more suitable? I'm not an unskilled worker. If I was an unskilled worker and you're sending me those jobs, I wouldn't be offended. But I'm a professional person, I'm a skilled worker, and I have over 20 years of experience, not only in Canada, but in the UK, in South Africa, in America. Not every Dick, Tom, and Harry gets selected to go work on a children's camp with Kontiki. They went through a process, they vetted me, and then they gave me the visa to go and work on the camp in America. So it's very insulting to be discriminated and to have my retina scanned and not understand what's happening and be treated like a criminal. And then now, after all these years, I came here in 2002. After all these years, I'm finding out that that's a program set up by the US, and it's discrimination. So that's why I'm saying, when I question things, people don't back me up, they don't support me, they tell me it's you. I told my mom, it's not me. It's not me. Don't listen to all these people around you. Even when I went to Bulawayo, they took me to help my mom. That's why they took me. I hardly even hear from all these people that I was with in Bulawayo. I hardly hear from them. They took me because of my mom, because they liked my mom. But my spiritual direction is my own. That came from the people who got to know me, the people who value me, the people who saw my gifts and talents, like Sister Kathleen McAlpin, Father Kalachik, Michael Kalachik, my professors at Regis, Damien Howard, and with my getting into Wits as well, that was my initiative. Nobody told me to study, to try to get into university. That was something I wanted to do. I didn't want to do it because my friend Natasha Fernandez went to university or somebody else did it. And through my skills, I help my cousins. I stay in touch with my cousins. I tell them what I'm learning. If they want to accept it, they accept it. If they don't want to, I don't make them feel awful. I don't make them feel like, oh, you're stupid. I'm educated, so I'm telling you this. Who do you think you are? We have a good friendship. We have good relationships. So that's what being a leader is about. It's not about lording your education over others. It's about being on a journey together. And those are the people that I would mention. And even my grandfather, my grandmother, we prayed at home. We said the Angeles together. My dad used to kneel down and say prayers with us at bedtime. So this is the importance of the leadership starting in the home. I'm not somebody that doesn't take care of my own home, my own health, my own well-being, that doesn't look after my bodily needs, that doesn't dress well. I do all those things. And then from there I take it and I go into the community. And that's what we have to do when we come to Canada as immigrants. We have to build up our homes, build up our lives, and build up this country. Because all the other countries didn't want us. We can help the other countries, we can be of benefit with our skills, but we look after our home, and we look after our lives, and we look to get an income and to earn well. So my prayer is that I'll be getting that sponsorship, I'll be getting companies and organizations looking to help support me in my work and what I'm doing, and that I'll be able to start going out and earning an income doing this kind of work, because it ties in very well with my spiritual direction.